Welcome to Dice Junkies. I'm Xenodamus. I'm here with
Q.
And we're gonna talk about some news and maybe talk a little bit about Endgame. No spoilers. I mean, me and Q actually haven't had the chance to watch it yet.
I think we have a special guest review.
Our special we have a special guest review which I did pre-screen to make sure it was 100% spoiler free, which means it's less. It's about a minute long. Because there's no other way of doing
the most spoiler-free review of Endgame you ever see.
Yeah. So that'll be coming up. I think we're going to talk about Epic Games some during this one.
I think about everything. You want a donut.
Oh.
I had ready to talk myself into forgetting that, but now I want a donut again.
We're going to talk about Will Smith, but not as a genie, as a Gemini man.
Yeah, tell you, Fresh Prince of Agrabah.
And we're going to talk about Bloodborne, so stay tuned for that. Let's see. Do we want to knock the Endgame stuff out first?
Yeah, man. Let's start with our special guest review of Endgame.
Yeah. So, Mr. Bloodaxe, our dice junkie from a bit away, did a little review, and here it is.
He's
Check
representing Gulfport.
Yeah.
Playing.
Try hitting the play button.
Yeah, that usually works for me.
It's down at the bottom. In the middle.
Oh.
Yeah, it's that arrow that's the play button.
This is Bloodaxe coming at you with an Avengers Endgame spoiler-free movie review. So, the movie was as we expected. The journey we began back in 2008 with Iron Man, and 21 films later, we now get to the Endgame, which was basically a love letter to the fans of the Marvel Universe. Very well done, special effects. There's a couple of scenes that actually warrant the PG-13 rating, which is why I'm not bringing my 7-year-old, 9-year-old. But for the most part, it was exactly what we expected. And while Marvel may have painted themselves into a corner with the story, so most movie fans could guess which direction this film was going to go, it was intelligently written to the point to where there's going to be some twists and turns and some changes that no one's really going to expect. Overall, I would give it 4.5 donuts, and the reason being is because the predictability of the film is definitely worth the watch. Highly recommended. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the show.
Oh, you didn't want to do it again.
Man, I really want a donut now, man.
I just got to say, good review. My only real concern about the review is, come on, Bloodaxe, as another large man, did you have to use donuts? I mean, come on.
Of the donuts.
I want a donut now, man, and I don't know where to get a decent donut at this time. Like after the show, dog, I would like to go find a donut place. I'm not even. You think I'm joking? I'm actually being serious. I actually really want a donut.
Donut Palace.
Where's that?
There's one on County Line, I do believe.
Okay, support your local donut place.
Yeah,
and your local comic shop. You know who sometimes has donuts available? Vans Comics and Cards. They have a plethora of snacks available for their gamers.
Oh goodness, yeah.
I remember our friends.
Thank you, Bloodaxe, for that. I do not like crowds, and Q was talking about going and seeing it Monday, but from what I'm hearing of the current crowd situation, I don't know if I'm going to be able to deal.
Honestly, I'm the one that told you about it. It was rough this weekend.
If we do, we'll have to go to the theater over in Pearl that has the
individual seats.
Yeah, that has the larger
preset
seats.
Seat, and you get plenty of elbow room. Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
I'm planning on going on Wednesday, and
support your local theater.
I've already bought my ticket for Wednesday, and that house is already packed.
Yeah,
it's been sold out for 4 or 5 days.
What we may do is just go next Sunday morning. Try to see if we can get some tickets in, because Sunday morning, being we're in the Bible Belt, tends to be a.
I tried to go. I was looking at going this morning too. We're also sold out.
Are we going to be out of town next Sunday morning?
Oh, we are going to be out of town next Sunday morning.
They have a movie theater there as well.
True.
Yeah, we may do that.
Oh, if everybody's at the con, we can slide in a movie and enroll in the con.
There you go, because maybe a lot of the people that would be going to see the movie will be at the con.
I'm expecting
Speaking
that
of
con
the
to be
con,
packed.
let's talk about Tupelo Con then. Go check out Endgame. I hear it's great. Everybody has talked highly about it. There has been a little controversy on screen times. I'm not going to go over that controversy because, well, it is a little bit spoilerish once you know the lengths and time of different characters.
Plus, I don't get the relevance.
Yeah, I don't get the relevance either. But it is something we would normally talk about, but I just don't want to spoil
mock
anything
people
for
caring.
anybody. Yeah.
We normally would mock you. Just mock yourselves because we don't want to spoil the movie.
Yeah. Blood Axe says he looked up the stats. It broke 1.2 million opening weekends. So
Billion.
that's a weekend. That's a new record.
That is a very important beat. That's billion, not million.
Did I not say
You
billion?
said million.
Oh, I meant billion.
You robbed them suckers of a lot of cash.
Yeah,
man.
that's a lot of money.
that was
1.2 billion opening weekend. New record, which everybody expected that to happen. Once again, like Blood Axe said in the review, pretty much everything we expected.
But he
so
says
far.
there's a few twists.
Yeah.
And I actually like after a movie I saw this weekend that sometimes it's not a bad idea for people to tell you when PG-13 means PG-13. So good job, Blood Axe, because I saw a PG-13 movie. I'm not going to call it out, but it was for 13 or older,
Well,
and
no,
people
that's
brought
a-
a bunch of 6 and 7-year-olds.
That is definitely another good aspect I thought of Blood Axe's review when I saw it was the whole age warning thing because, no, there's a lot of times where I go and watch a PG-13 movie, I'm like, I don't get why. And then somebody would be like, you don't get why, and like point out all this different stuff. But I don't have kids, so I don't think about it.
Yeah,
So-
like you could be unaware of it because let's be honest, as adults, do we check movie ratings?
Yeah.
Like I found out the movie I was in was PG-13 instead of PG because someone pointed it out
Yeah.
before the movie started. Then because of that, I watched it and said, "Wow, I would not bring anyone 12 to this movie."
Yeah.
So that's
Cool.
a little warning. Your kids may cry. I don't know. Maybe Spider-Man again. I don't know. Well, the original Miles Morales came on because Spider-Man got killed by Green Goblin.
Yeah.
That's not a spoiler because that was in the comics. It's not even his current storyline. But maybe Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Hey, but Miles, they bring in live action Miles. I mean, sorry, Peter, you out.
I mean, hey. All right. So Tupelo Con, we're going to be here this next weekend.
Well, guys, be there.
There. Yeah. Here as in speaking about Tupelo Con.
It's like you shaved some of the intellect off with the mustache.
You still on the
IQ
mustache
dropping.
thing. So May 4th and 5th in Tupelo, Mississippi. Now one of the things that I guess is newsworthy about this con is this is one of the few cons that did not cancel Vic Mendoza as a guest. Mignania.
Now you got me doing it, Mignon.
Mick Lasagna, whatever.
I can't say it. It's like you're
Lasagna.
infecting me with stupid. I could say his name up until just then. How did you do that? Mignania. Oh, God damn it. How did you do that?
You're welcome. So Vic from
Edward/Brawley. What's up, bro?
yeah, voice actor of Brawley, and what did you click?
Photos.
Oh, well, I'm not logged in, so I don't know if. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so he's going to be there. Now, I did notice. Now, this is one thing. Hey, I appreciate that Tupelo Con. I think it is willing to take the voices of the people that are going to the con on whether or not they should bring a personality there or not, and that's why they did not cancel Vic. The only thing I can say that, well, I sort of got to, I guess, slap them on the wrist a little bit for is they constantly delete any comments about the controversy. Which is good and bad. I mean, I understand you might not want that conversation there, but that is also part of your audience.
Honestly, I don't. I actually agree with him doing it just because I don't think you realize how bad the conduct has gotten over it.
Okay.
Remember I told you about potential people threatening to call CPS before?
Yeah.
Well, now they went after Vic's mom.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
They started
that's
doxing his mom. Same person. And now she's also threatening people with lawsuits. It's just like the behavior's got so bad they're protecting people from the people that don't like Vic.
I guess my dislike of it is just, I mean, running Dicejunkies and everything, that's always been one of my strong stands on any of our comments, stuff like that. As long as they're not violating the law or violating something that could get us banned or something, I'll leave them.
Well, no, that's us. But see, the thing is, that's because we're not scared.
Is that why you delete Q's comments all the time?
Yeah, that's why I delete Q's comments.
Yeah. Well, the problem is we're not scared, but they're not going after they're going after the fans. And at this point, people are now trying to keep them apart because they're doxing. Like, instead of going after you, they'd go after, like, Blood Axe. Or go after Blood Axe's kids. Or go after, like, your brother. Because they just do stuff like that now. So I could see them going, like, we don't want another scandal where people start doxing our customers.
There has been some bad behavior on both sides of this aisle. I have heard definitely more on one side than the other.
Kind of this way. What direction is that? Was that what hand? Is that my left hand? I'm kind of leaning out.
As far as left and right, I don't know which what to give direction to, but there's Kick Vic versus Support Vic, and I can definitely say the Kick Vic side, I have seen more activity that I thought was disgusting and crude.
That's what it appears. Again, we're not researching, but on the surface, looking at both of it, it seems like one side is way more hostile. And more importantly, instead of going after the guy that they're supposed to be wanting to kick, they seem to be going after everybody else.
And and as far as Dicejunkies goes, we're not supporting either side because we don't know the facts of any of this stuff. But just looking at the actual discussion and the crowds on both sides, that's what we're talking about.
There's one side that seems to be behaving badly than another. But as I've stated to you, I got my witness here. I've told them I personally expect in this trial that stuff's going to come out on both ends. I don't think it's going to be one side's all right and one side's all wrong. I think it's going to be both sides are kind of wrong. But when it comes to how to behave like decent people to each other and have a debate, there is one side that to us clearly seems to be behaving badly.
Well, and here's the thing. If you look at the lawsuit, that's what the lawsuit's about. It's about the behavior.
It's really about the behavior. Which is why I think a lot of people have a wrong idea how this is going to go down because they think this is a trial of is a certain person.
Yeah, this has nothing to do on whether or not Vic is guilty or innocent
of sabotage his business.
Yeah.
Have you been harassing him? And it's like, you can harass an actual criminal. A person can be convicted of a crime. You still aren't allowed to harass them. They don't seem to realize that. Like, you couldn't harass Bill Cosby if he was out. If Bill Cosby got out and you harassed him too much, he could get you for harassment. It's like, you could be convicted and still can't be harassed. That's the way our law works. You're just not allowed to just do whatever you want to people. So that's what I think feelings are going to get hurt. Is people are going to be like, we look at all this evidence. They're going to be like, that's fine. So you did say this, right? So you did call these people and tell them not to hire? Okay. But no, that's what the trial's about. It's did you sabotage someone's business?
But anyway, so Vic's going to be at Tupelo. There's also going to be some other guests there. We got
a lot of great cosplayers.
Yeah, there's a lot of cosplayers. Deep Roy, Walter Jones, Sean Gunn. Now, this is another one that's going to be interesting that I'm looking forward to is Sean Gunn.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who else we got? Paul. I'm not familiar with this guy.
That's
he's from
Power Rangers.
Oh, okay,
but I
want
to say, was it Belch or something?
I honestly don't remember.
They had 80s villain names.
Yeah.
They was like Belch and Squirt. I don't know.
Yeah, you're pretty close.
I never watched much Power Rangers, but I do of what I've seen of Power Rangers, I do remember these guys, and they were like the high school bully types.
Right. They're harmless.
Gonna stick you in the trash can type.
Yeah, like
villain.
Old doofus. No, that's kind of cool though.
Jeremy London, which it's always good to see Jeremy. He's actually local here to Mississippi, so
I totally know who that is.
Mallrats, man.
I mean, I can read, man. I'm not illiterate.
Damn it.
Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, John Anderson, a bunch of other people, but I think we hit the highlights. we're
I
going to
want
be
to get
happy to
D-Boy
see.
drunk, man. I want to get D-Boy drunk and hang out with
Our
D-Boy.
girl Red Fox cosplay is going to be there. She's
Red
always
Fox,
fun.
man.
She's like the con mom of a lot of the southeast cons.
Man, she has been showing off some awesome Morticia, and she did Lust from Full Metal Alchemist recently. She did Morticia. I wanted to
see they're going to have a maid cafe. Apparently they're taking reservations for a maid cafe. Yeah. The ramen doesn't look that appetizing. It just looks like a pack of ramen.
I don't think that's why you go to a maid cafe.
It's why I would go to a maid cafe. I love ramen, man.
We've been spoiled for ramen.
I know.
We have went to a place that's ramen. Please. I still look at that picture at night when I'm lonely, man. That ramen was good. It was like,
but yeah, I just wanted to make sure, Vic is not the only reason to go to the Tupelo. There's a lot of great guests there. We're gonna have fun. I think we're going to try to do a live stream on the road. We've tried this before. It fails usually, but
do we think we can get into the maid cafe? Do you think we got enough followers that'll let us in?
I mean,
can we get to the front of the line? Hey, if you're paying attention, maid cafe, reserve a seat for Dicejunkies.
I don't really think that's going to work, but
that's why I said it, because I don't think it'll work. I would never abuse our clout and authority, but since we have none, I can say that.
Okay, there we go. That makes so much more sense.
If they make service a chair, it's going to say pity written on the chair. Here you go, Dice. Aren't you cute?
There's a pity spot in the corner.
That would be how you doing?
Yeah. So, God dang. Let's see, what else have we got in the news? We got Blood-Borne. This actually looks really cool. It's a Kickstarter. At the time of this, we're filming this on Sunday.
Our boy Zeno has already joined.
Yeah,
I intend to join
I jumped
Tuesday.
in on this. I jumped in on this Kickstarter on the first day. I was not one of the people that funded it in the first 17 minutes that it was fully funded in. But go back to that Kickstarter page and just, I'll tell you, I don't care if the game is good or not. I hope the game is good. Like we do our Thursday board games, and we'll definitely do a review on it and stuff once it comes in.
I'm playing this with them. I'm getting in on this. You're not leaving me out.
But the reason I'm getting this is because of all these figurines. Like, if you're on the podcast, go to Kickstarter or look up Blood-Borne and just check this out. Like this to me is worth the $100.
If you're a
for
gamer,
all these figurines,
look at these figurines.
And
these are amazing.
The number of figures keep going. There's 16 days left on this. They've already hit 2 million, and just about every goal that they meet is more figurines.
And honestly, Zeno can tell you, when he said, hey, they're making a Blood-Borne board game, I immediately said I'd play that. That was the first thing out of my mouth. And then I followed up with, whoa, it's worth the figurines. This is it's $100 now, but it's got more than $100 figurines. I'm planning to get it just because it has more than $100 worth of figurines.
Yeah, if you got it in the first 24 hours, it was $90. I managed to get it in the first 24, so I was happy to see that.
It's worth the extra $10 even.
But I mean, $10 more, yeah, I'd still do it because of the number of figurines.
I mean, slide back up, editor. The detail on some of these are very unique.
You see
looking.
4 more
just got added. Yeah,
we're getting added if they hit another 100, which they'll easily do.
Now here's what I'm thinking about doing.
Okay,
looking at this, when I get my figurines, it just gave me an idea. I think I'm going to run a Anima Beyond Fantasy set in a Blood-Borne universe.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so I've got to find a way to keep it alive, man. Nobody remembers Anima but us, but we remember you, Anima.
But no, I actually, I had gotten Blood-Borne on my PS4, and I started playing it. Sadly, it's not the type of game I normally play on my console. I would normally want to play it on my PC. Mm-hmm. And I don't play my console very much. Like, usually if I'm playing on my console, it's with a group of friends doing a fighting game, something like that. So I was like, it's fun and everything, but I'd rather play on my PC. So I uninstalled it, and I was like, I'll pick it up on PC later. Come to find out, it's not on PC. So I actually reinstalled it on my PlayStation. I have not played it yet. again, but I plan on going back and playing it because I've heard so many good things about the actual game.
To date, other
I've
than
looked
maybe
up
Sekiro,
story
it's
stuff
supposed to
on
be
it,
the
and
best
it looks really
playing
good,
of the
so.
like Dark Souls series. Like as far as you want a game that has some good combat at a good pace, it's supposed to be really good. I've watched a lot of gameplay of it, so I'm a huge fan of it. But you know me, I don't buy console games really anymore.
Well, I got it for free with my PS Plus.
Yeah, I give you that. PS Plus has been doing a good job. I think it's on Xbox Gold's market too, but I ditched my membership a while back.
Yeah.
But I may go get it now just because I keep hearing about like them getting some good free game cycling.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing I feel bad for them is that they probably were planning expansions, but they're hitting so many goals. They're having to add more of the game's characters into it. They're not going to have anything left for an expansion pack.
When you ask for $200,000 to make a board game, and in the first 4 days you're already past $2 million, I don't think your feelings get hurt.
True, but at this point, the next thing they got to put out is the secret bosses. You know who I'm talking about? The two secret bosses are gonna have to get added. They're gonna be like, we're gonna make them do like an add-on, but screw it, we hit 3 million. So here's like, oh look, he got out of his wheelchair. Oh, you don't want to go home, sucker?
Yeah,
that's for the fans. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I just don't feel like your feelings are hurt. Because,
Beware the moon.
Oh no, we've hit too many stretch goals. Darn, we're making a lot of money.
Dude, at this point, this may make more. This is gonna make money rivaling the game. Like it's freaking $2 million on a board game from before you even put it out. They're killing it.
Well, and not to mention, I mean, you do all that stuff for the backers. All that's additional stuff in the game. So what you'll end up doing is you release the base game for anybody who didn't back it, and all that stuff that's additional, you sell it separately.
I got an idea. Hey guys, I got a new stretch goal for you. Your new stretch goal is if you hit 3 million, PC release of Bloodborne. Bam! You don't even have to give me the game for free. Just make the PC. Take some of that money, make the PC version so I can play it on the superior. But if you make it an Epic exclusive, I'll murder you.
I was about to say I was about to do an Epic
I'm
jab
too quick
because I was like, yeah, well, I also only looked on Steam to see if it was available. It could be another Epic game.
And how would we get them not to make it exclusive? They'll give them more money than the board game made if they have to. They're like that dude who seriously over tips at the strip club, just throws $100 bills.
So speaking of Epic,
good transition.
Speaking of Epic, Epic Games boss says they'll stop doing exclusives if Steam gives developers more money.
Yeah, Ultimatum.
Yeah. So this to me just solidifies my my feels on Epic Games just trying to screw over Steam. Like I feel like Steam must have I don't know, like teabagged the game developers with Epic Games.
I'm guessing they banged like Epic's wife because good lord, this crap's getting weirdly personal.
Because it just seems like it's very personal, the whole Epic Games thing. Which I mean, we've talked about this several times, and I know we've piecemealed, I guess, the whole Epic thing. And we didn't have a crap ton of news today, though we ended up talking a lot about a lot of different things that I didn't expect we'd talk so long about. But I did sort of want to go over our feels on Epic a little bit to solidify our opinion here. And it's not an issue of competition. Like I think competition in any kind of environment is good.
I wish that they were actually trying to improve the marketplace. That'd be great. Mm-hmm. I mean, Steam does have a stranglehold on the market. That is true.
But I mean, I've also found myself in the past buying games not on Steam, and then later wishing I would have bought them on Steam.
Well, that's the thing. Unlike many monopolies, I almost hate to use that word for Steam because Steam's not behaved like a monopoly to the consumers. And you do know that consoles charge, I didn't know this, but apparently the percentage that Steam was charging, it's basically what consoles charge. I did not know that. That was a point that gets over. Consoles tend to hit you for 30%. So they weren't charging more than they normally charge to put these games out. Mm-hmm. They were charging what you would pay to put it out on a console.
Well, I think the percentage is actually lower than that if you look at some of the larger games.
Yeah.
Now, I was actually really surprised. Like, I usually scoff at a lot of Kotaku's articles, and I mean, they are one of the bigger companies. We run across a lot of their articles, and a lot of them are very biased, in my opinion.
I got a bad smell in my. I smell something stank when you say Kotaku.
They constantly do a lot of the title baiting people to click on articles and stuff that end up being nothing articles, stuff like that. But they did do an article that it was a few weeks back. Why people are so mad at Epic Games Store.
And I will say this, just to throw this in, because I did flinch at Kotaku, but I will say that there are a couple of good writers at Kotaku.
Yeah, not all the writers on Kotaku are bad.
There's a couple that regularly do. There's a guy who does some great research. I don't know his name off the top, but like he researches the heck out of his stuff. It's just they're like 1 out of 20.
But I find that the company itself does a lot of clickbait type stuff.
Yeah.
But on top of that, so this guy wrote up this article, and I agreed with a lot of what he said. He did try to hit both sides of the aisle, so I appreciate that. But first he talks about the unfair exclusive games. Now, honestly, he puts unfair in quotations, and I actually somewhat agree. I don't think exclusive games are necessarily unfair.
Well, it's not against any rules or anything.
I think the approach was a bit bullish, but as far as unfair, no, I wouldn't say that anything that Epic has done to get exclusive games has necessarily been unfair. They have thrown a lot of money at the games that doesn't necessarily sound like the soundest of business decisions to me, and this is one of my concerns when I go into a new system. Like, I'll put it this way. I bought several of Bethesda games through the Bethesda store, and honestly regretted it later on because, for one, they didn't have an established system. So, halfway through they changed their login processes, and I had to go through all this stuff to go through, reclaim my login, combine stuff, change usernames, passwords, all this stuff. They've had multiple security issues that's
a big deal. That is a big deal for me.
And so, and that's why I was like, man, I should have just bought that Bethesda game on Steam. Now, some of the games weren't available on Steam when they originally came out, which is why I bought them.
Or they're very commercial and advertisement heavy, like Origin. But we both have literally said that we've went to go back and play Dragon Age Inquisition again, and we literally didn't get past re-downloading it because we had to jump through so many hoops, so many pages. I've done this 3 times.
I will say Origin has gotten better.
All right, I haven't tried recently, and I didn't say that it was a bad launcher. It's just I want to just click my game and play it. I just want to click my game and play it. You know what I'm saying?
But Origin's still a bit rough. Now, I mean, Uplay. Now that's one I can't stand.
I haven't touched that.
It's so rough. I got that because of with my GeForce card. I had some free games come with my GeForce when I bought my 980 Ti, and some of the Tom Clancy games had come with it, and
they slapped those out for free with tacos now.
Oh yeah, no, I mean,
I've seen those come out free on the back of like Red Bulls, haven't they? Like they got a Red Bull, want a Tom Clancy game?
But yeah, so I had gotten Ubisoft for that, and like my hard drive, man, was like full. And it was my main hard drive, which I installed the launcher on my main hard drive, but I had the games installed on my game drive, because all my games are on a separate drive that I have dedicated for gaming.
Yep.
And I'm like, why is my main hard drive full, my OS hard drive full? And I'm going through, and for some reason, even though none of the games were installed on my main hard drive, it was using these massive backup files that it was dumping on my main hard drive, and it had filled my SSD drive that had Windows on it. And I was just like, all right. So I was like, well, I never play these games anyway. I installed Ubisoft Uplay, and yeah, I've never reinstalled it. It's just not.
Ubisoft has a rep. That's what I was saying. But this article did a good job of making some.
But yeah, so anyway, Epic Games launcher is what we're talking about. Well, I guess I wanted to bring up the others because it's not like we're just picking on Epic Games. And like I said, I think competition's good. I think Origin is getting there. I think Origin is becoming a decent competition. They've done they've done some good work. They've put in their monthly subscription thing where you can get like a bunch of free games and stuff that you can play while you're subscribed. You know,
man, they throwing Dragon Age 1 with the DLC. I might go back.
It is. It's there. All the Dragon Age is there.
That was the best Dragon Age.
Yeah, I mean it's like it's like $10 or $19 a month or something, but they have a crap ton of games, and I will go there sometimes just to check out what games are on there.
Well, hooray, Origin. Well, here's the thing.
Yeah. In the article, they mentioned our Origin is far from beloved, but it's never promoted this kind of outcry either, and that's you're right.
Well, no, look at my complaint was still mild, but let me say
Origin
this
also
about the
didn't
unfair
seem like
comment.
it was going to it was going directly against Steam in a
No, it's like they
cutthroat
actually were
way.
trying to get you to want to use it.
Yeah.
Because here's why people call it unfair. It's not because they're doing exclusive games. It's because their launcher's so terrible and they're doing exclusive games.
Well, yeah.
If we felt that they were actually trying to make a decent launcher, it wouldn't be so offensive. But when your launcher is so bare bones and you give millions of dollars to developers but spend none that we can see on your launcher, none. Like, we're still waiting on
you're
features.
giving out free games, but you can't make a better launcher.
Which to us tells us you're not doing this for us. So you can claim you're trying to make the market better for you.
And that's one of the
going.
things that gets brought up next in this article is leaving Steam features behind. And this is one of the big things that gets me, you know, the community tools, the cloud saves, the achievements, the wish lists, the mod support, the user reviews, forums, all that stuff. Those are things that I miss. Like some people were talking about the trading card system and being able to sell and trade stuff. That part I don't really care so much about, but it is another feature that Steam has that some people do care about. And this is one of the things of an established system that you're not getting with Epic, and with them forcing you, like, and I guess that's my thing too. If establish your system, then do the aggressive marketing.
Because, like I said, to me, the show don't tell. Where's your money going?
Mm-hmm.
Where's your money going? Don't tell me this is for you. Hey, man, develop. Hey, this is for you. Develop. And then you put out an ultimatum that would not improve the market again for players. You tell Steam, yo, stop charging us because you're a developer. We're not stupid. We know you're a developer. Less money.
Yeah.
So it's like it's clear
you can
where your
leave the
objective is.
article on the screen for the people that are watching on video, because I do want to give this guy credit, you know, for this beautifully put article.
I'll also put it in the comments.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because he did
Because
good
some
coverage.
people may not be able to see it.
And we give
Yeah.
props where props is due. And and that's the thing. I don't have an issue with Epic. I have an issue with Epic's not improving their launcher because I'm now forced to wait out games because I'm not going to load a crap launcher that has a lot of controversy. I'm not going to throw out the accusations because they've been fairly well debunked. People have been putting a lot of effort into debunking it. But I mean,
now this is something
where there's smoke, there's fire.
I didn't think about because I always just assumed it was true. It says, speaking of regions, some games wind up region locked on the Epic Store, meaning that either more expensive outside the United States or not viable at all.
They don't have a good money exchange system, so people sometimes have to pay more because of the currency.
See, I figured Steam was Epic locked just out of legality issues. By this, it's acting like Steam isn't region locked at all.
Steam, you can buy Steam games from anywhere.
That's surprising to me, honestly.
And you don't tend to suffer at the exchange rate, but like they're working on that. Epic is supposedly trying to get some other stuff going to where you can buy. Because I think some parts of Asia and a few of the other outer countries weren't able to buy stuff on Epic. So it was making the exclusive scenario just to screw you. You literally can't get this for months. Which, but we're for the market. Well, you should have fixed that first. Again, it's not an issue. We understand this stuff takes work, but you're exclusive in games before you can even give games to all the customers. Don't tell me you care. You have so much money. You could have made a launcher that had all of Steam's features like that because you have the war chest. If you were another company without that much money, I would believe you. But if you can pay off Metro Exodus and Borderlands to get their games, you have the money to develop your platform a little more. And if you did that, you could stop this now. Today, you could go out there and say, hey guys, within a month we're going to have these features. Say in a month we're going to have all these features. Most of us would shut up. Now, then you just got to worry about the spyware thing.
Yeah, which is what we're going to talk about next. Well, I think it's sort of funny the accusation part, because it's like Redditors claim to have discovered evidence that Epic Game Store included spyware intended to track users. Now, here's why I'm like, accusation. Epic goes, well, yeah, it was software there, but it just keeps tabs on page statistics to help more accurately.
Yeah, that's literally spying, keeping tabs.
And it's like, wait a second. So you can call an apple an orange. It's still a goddamn apple. I'm just saying, it's just because you call it something else, it's still
specifically targeting your Steam friends. So they have a boner for Steam, man.
So,
I tried to be nice and give him some advice, but now I got to go back to crapping on him, dog. What is your problem with Steam? You're like that stalker, just hanging out outside of Steam's window.
Yeah, and then it's like, Epic said the rest is just basic hardware survey info. Which, yeah, and then it's like, well, Steam has a similar optional feature. Optional!
Look. Silence is not consent. Especially if the person didn't know they had to say no. That's definitely not. They didn't like we didn't know we had to say don't.
I mean, here's the thing. We have seen this type of behavior before. Microsoft has done this, and they got blasted for it. Blasted. So don't say, oh, well, we were just doing it for... No, you know better.
And he didn't stop until you get caught. Because I think one of their lines is basically, well, now that you know, we're going to fix it. It's like, wow, thanks. So basically, because you've been caught, you're now like you get your hand in a cookie jar and you're like, oh.
But it's like, yeah, you know better. You know. As every company who has ever done anything like this, and a lot do. It's not like it's an uncommon thing to happen. But no, it's not good. It's never been good. Everybody's been blasted for it who's ever done it. So just another one of those sly. And then the fact that it was targeting Steam once again just says, yeah. What did Steam do to you? Like, where did Steam touch you?
Yeah, what's going on? Show us on this this economic chart where Steam touched you. Oh, here at the percentage, dude, you're making enough money. Don't you launch Fortnite from your own launcher? Why are you so butthurt about it?
Yeah.
It's like they're the. Oh wow! I was about to. I was about to bring up Soye there, man. I had to stop it. Oh well, I did anyway.
Man,
who's your moniker, y'all? Why are you so angry? Why are you so mad?
Oh, you went there.
You're so pissed off. You're gonna start doxing Steam. Like, they're freaking pissed, man. You're gonna call CPS on Steve's kids, man. They're gonna trip.
So yeah, I mean.
By the way, I just got sued.
So I mean that's some of the stuff that I have against Steam. I mean, is there anything else in this Epic? I mean, is there anything else you want to bring up in this?
The guy did a good job. Like, he actually brought up something. I learned stuff on this. This is one of the reasons I got spent. I did not know, because I don't play Fortnite, that Fortnite has had a spotty security history, which is why people are kind of concerned, because they're like, your main game on your launchers had some security issues. So while I don't like, I think it's Tenpenny, and I do feel that they are kind of a creepy company to be a big investor in your company with their ties to the Chinese government. I don't think that's the biggest issue, but there is a security reason to be concerned about your overall security practices because you've had some spots in there, and then you had to get caught before you kind of said, oops, sorry about the spyware-ish tactics, which makes me think, what are we not catching? Because, that's what happens when a company kind of goes, well, you caught us, and then you kind of go like, okay, we're going to have to keep an eye on you. But the main thing is the ultimatum seems poor taste to go do what we want or else we're going to keep screwing over your customers. And then we're sitting here like, but where are the customers? Yeah. Wait, what did we do?
And then right here at the end, I will say it talks about a vision of a fragmented PC future breaking up Steam's convenient monopoly. And I will say I am a little biased at this point of the gesture. Like, I remember when PC gaming was dying. I remember when I couldn't get games on PC because they were either, one, hard to find because your box stores carried very few PC games, or they were just never released to PC because PC was not known as a gaming a platform. And Steam did change that. Like, Steam brought love to a medium that I really enjoy playing games on. And so I do have a bit of a soft spot for Steam because of that. I will admit my bias there because they helped to vitalize a system that was slowly dwindling. And
this is a beautiful piece. I'm reading it while you're talking, and he says it well. I don't want to see PCs go back to being a jumbled clusterbuck of games all over the place with different quality and a bunch of launchers. Because here's the thing. It's going to be hard to keep up with the quality if you've got 9 launchers. One of those launchers you're not paying attention to could be doing what Epic did, because you've got too many. I kind of prefer the fact that PC was organized. And you could go to a place, you had a main store to go to. And I'm going to say this about Steam. For all its flaws, Steam has always leaned toward its customers. It has always been customer friendly. We have review systems, allowing creators to put whatever content they want on. Yep. Yes, I know it's controversy, but at the same time, that is developer friendly because they're like, hey, you want to put this game out and try it? We'll let you.
Well, yeah, and Steam has been bitten, in
the butt by
that type of stuff as well. But Steam's gone through a long and strenuous process of trying to make certain things work that didn't. Some of the things still don't work very well. It's part of the process.
But they're trying, and what we know is that they're taking the money and they're putting it into that process, and you're not. And to be completely honest, I don't like Epic's concept of, well, we'll never run these types of games. I'm kind of like, I'm sorry, but when you literally start off with going, you're going to hold game content away from me because you don't like it, I also don't want my store to make that call.
Yeah.
I don't want you to decide what I can not download. I'd rather you put it out there and let me as an adult say, this game's contentious, this game's not good, this game's good, but you're with no reviews or opt-in reviews, which who the heck's opted in reviews? Only a handful of people are going to have the balls to do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we'll never have this ideal perfect world in PC gaming. In an ideal perfect world, I could buy my game on Epic, Origins, whatever launcher I wanted to, and then if I decided to go over to Steam, all my games would be there as well, and I could just launch my game from whatever launcher, and they would be an actual launcher and not necessarily based on a store. But I know that dream will never happen, so I'm trying. I go with the next best thing, which is Steam is the launcher that I enjoy out of the launchers, so I want to try to get most of my games there.
Here's the question I want answered that I think could solve a lot of this. We don't even know how much it costs to run Steam. We don't know if what they're asking would be at a loss. Could Steam take 12% and still profit? That has not really been explored because we know Epic's not caring about how much money it's spending. They're doing 12%, but they're also clearly operating at a loss because they're throwing millions of dollars at games before they even come out to make it look like it's sustainable.
They're living off of Fortnite right now.
And Steam doesn't have a Fortnite to live off of. Like maybe they put Half-Life 3 out.
I don't want to put a lot of solidity into those comments. So I have not done the research on that particular thing. So I'm not gonna.
As I said, we don't know. We don't know if 12% for Steam with what they offer is sustainable. They may be literally asking Steam to sell at a loss.
But yeah, but on the surface, that is my what I have against Epic, what I have for Steam, and sort of where we stand, and why I will not be installing the Epic launcher on my PC.
We're gonna be late to the Borderlands game, but hey, I'd rather be late than be a monkey's uncle.
But yeah, so that's sort of our breakdown on that. What are your thoughts? What are your comments? Let us know. You can comment either on our webpage, dicejunkies.com. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can comment in the comments. So
what do we have in the comments there? It looks like somebody other than Blood Axe said something.
That was
me.
us. Yeah, that was the editor.
I posted the article.
But yeah, and so to end this on a light note, let's
I got a question. How much Will Smith is too much Will Smith?
Oh,
don't worry, he's not blue in this one yet. Maybe this is the spinoff, the prequel.
Mr. Blood Axe is sporting his console love with the Xbox.
I'm starting to think he's made the right decision. I might have to go. I mean, Epic's making me want to go back to consoles as a hardcore because they're screwing PC up.
All right, so let's talk about Gemini Man. This trailer with Will Smith meets Will Smith.
He finally found the best co-host he could ever have. He's been waiting for years to find his best co-host.
So yeah, this seems to be like a sci-fi cloning type.
No spoilers.
A sci-fi cloning type movie. You can check out. I mean, the trailer. It's available on YouTube and I'm sure other places. If you're listening to us on the podcast, you can check out the trailer there. But I don't know, man. Like Will Smith has been hit or miss, I guess, on a lot of his movies. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, watching the trailer, it looks interesting.
The interesting part to me is how it looks like it's like young Will Smith versus old Will Smith.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, no, it's cloned, so...
because there's even a little gray there, yeah.
Yeah, so they didn't age his clone up all the way to elderly Will Smith, you know.
Yeah, the sad part is I can't tell which one is the CGI or makeup altered Will Smith was real because the dude isn't aging. You know, so it's hard to tell if the young Will Smith is what he normally looks like, and then they aged him up. And they aged him up for the older Will Smith.
Yeah. Like
Will Smith looks good for his age, man, to be honest. So
yeah, if you're gonna speak more, just
there we go. Yeah. But yeah, so this movie is literally Will Smith versus Will Smith. And I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah. I'm still working through. Oh, man, he did the crying thing.
Yeah, you got drones Red and stuff eyes. In here, too. Like, it doesn't seem like it's that far in the future, though, either. So, I mean,
dude, we can clone people now. I'm fairly confident.
Yeah. So, I don't know exactly where this takes place, but it may be interesting. If you're a Will Smith fan, if you're a sci-fi fan, check out the Gemini trailer. It's going to be released in theaters 10/11/19. So,
well, the movie proves one thing. Without a doubt.
What's that?
He looks better than you when he shaves off his mustache.
And on that note, thanks for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed. If you're watching our stream here on Twitch, or if you're listening to the podcast, then Random Encounters will be up right after this. If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to like, subscribe. Once again, leave us a comment, and keep an eye out for Random Encounters to drop as a separate video. All right, guys.
A separate video.
Oh, you're gonna pull that out. Thanks for watching.
You did it to me on live air.
Yep.
You pulled it out on her on live air?
I accidentally edited the video wrong. Okay.
Accidentally.
Our editor. Anybody who watches us knows our editor hadn't been with us for the last 2 weeks because of family stuff, and And so I had to edit.
Why is it in quotations?
I had to edit stuff, and I failed. I failed. All right.
You failed so
I
hard.
failed so hard. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, and all that good stuff. You can check us out at Dicejunkies.com to find links to everywhere we are, and you can help us maybe stop our editor from doing so many family stuff type things if we could actually pay her. So go to patreon.com and you can support us there. Thanks for watching, and as always, we hope you enjoyed.